Greetings, Guardians. This is Olympus Alliance. And today, we're diving into one of the most impactful and versatile heroes in Hero Wars, Alliance. Guus. A hero that doesn't just support your team. He transforms it. And that's exactly why today we're breaking down 3 top Guus teams, 3 different styles, 3 different approaches, and more importantly, why they work so well. But before we jump in, let me make one thing clear. We could easily spend hours here. Because Guus fits into so many compositions. Physical teams, magic teams, hybrid setups. Aggressive, defensive, control-based. You name it. And just like we talked about in our Guus tips video. Once you understand how his kit works, especially his golden feathers, you start seeing something different. Guus doesn't just heal. He gives your team time. Time to stabilize. Time to fight back. And time to win. So let's get into it. The first team is all about aggression with strong prevention against magic damage. Yasmine, Dante, Guus, Cornelius, and Octavia. This is a fast, high-pressure composition that punishes mistakes instantly. Yasmine is your main damage dealer. She thrives on critical hits, fast eliminations, and constant pressure. But her biggest weakness has always been survivability. If she gets controlled or bursted too early, the fight ends. And this is where Guus becomes essential. His golden feathers provide constant healing based on incoming damage, allowing Yasmine to stay active longer, continue attacking, and most importantly, keep landing critical hits. And the longer Yasmine stays alive, the more dangerous she becomes. Now add Dante. Dante brings dodge, speed, and constant pressure. He makes your front line harder to hit, and when paired with Octavia, this becomes even stronger. Because Octavia turns dodge into damage. So now your team is not just avoiding hits. It's punishing the enemy for trying. And then we have Cornelius. This is your direct answer to magic teams. He targets the highest intelligence enemy, and removes them quickly. Against mage-heavy compositions, this eliminates the biggest threat before it can impact the fight. So what you get is a fast, aggressive team that avoids damage, sustains through Guus, and shuts down magic threats instantly. Simple, but extremely effective. Now the second team. Aggression. With control. And sustained pressure. Yasmine, Byrna, Guus, Somna, and Octavia. This team takes the foundation of the first. And adds control. Again, Yasmine is your main damage dealer. But this time, instead of relying only on speed and dodge, we introduce layers that make her much more consistent. Byrna plays a key role here. She brings disruption, interaction with negative effects, and helps destabilize the enemy team. She makes it harder for opponents to execute clean combos, which is exactly what you want in longer fights. Then we bring in Somna. And this is where the team becomes very difficult to deal with. Somna introduces control, sleep effects, and slows down the pace of the fight. This creates windows where your team can recover, reposition, and apply pressure safely. And this is where Guus becomes even more powerful. Because in longer fights, his healing becomes overwhelming. His golden feathers constantly restore health as your team takes damage, meaning your heroes stay active much longer than expected. Yasmine keeps attacking. Octavia keeps converting dodge into pressure. And the enemy starts losing control of the fight. This team doesn't rely on instant kills. It controls. stabilizes, and then overwhelms. And that makes it extremely dangerous. Now the third team. A completely different approach. More structured, more controlled, and designed to punish enemy damage dealers. Julius, Satori, Guus, Iris, and Somna. This team is all about control, protection, and delayed destruction. Julius starts everything. He provides shields, protection, and stability to the team. This allows your backline to operate safely, especially against high burst damage. Then we have Satori. One of the best heroes in the game for eliminating damage dealers. His fox marks build over time, and once they reach critical levels, they remove key enemies instantly. This is especially effective against teams that rely on repeated activations or sustained pressure. Now at Guus. Again, his role is not just healing. He keeps the team alive during those critical moments where Satori needs time to build pressure. Without that sustain, Satori doesn't get the opportunity to finish the job. But with Guus, everything lines up. Then we bring in Iris. And this is where the pressure becomes constant. Her soul burning deals massive damage over time, especially in longer fights. And importantly, her presence often forces the opponent to respond with specific setups, usually bringing Octavia to try and manage that pressure. And that's exactly what you want. Because once the fight slows down, your team becomes stronger. Satori builds fox marks. Iris continues applying pressure. Guus sustains the entire team. And Somna controls the enemy. She prevents aggressive plays, slows down the opponent, and creates the space your team needs to win. This team doesn't rush. It controls, builds, and then collapses on the enemy. So Guardians. 3 teams. 3 different styles. Aggression with prevention. Aggression with control. And full control with punishment. But all built around one key element. Guus. And like I said at the beginning, we could be here all day. Because once you understand how Guus works, you start seeing opportunities everywhere. Physical teams become stronger. Magic teams become more stable. Control teams become harder to break. And that's the power of a truly versatile hero. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these teams are you using? Which one works best for you? And what other Guus teams would you like to see next? Let me know in the comments. Stay tuned, stay sharp. And as always, salute and friendship.